What is up, guys? The Bixis here, and today I'm going to be doing a skin ranking for Ashe. This will be a series where I will rank the skins for every character in the game. I feel like this is something a little bit more important now that the system is so different and is more, you basically aren't going to be getting every skin in the game from loot boxes. You may only be purchasing one for the character you want. I mean, you might not be purchasing any at all. That's fine too. They are a little overpriced for most people, and I do agree with that, but without further ado, let's get into it and rank every Ashe skin in Overwatch 2. Just my opinion. Let's see what you guys think. Starting off with my opinion, the worst skin in the game is Mardi Gras. And no offense to anyone that likes this skin, of course, if you like it, it's fine. I think the Bob looks okay, but overall, I'm not a huge fan of the way Ashe looks. I'm not a huge fan of what they did with the color scheme. I think the skin could have been a lot better. And we're just gonna leave it at that. It's gonna go last for now. Next up in quick succession, we have most of the recolors. We have Yuka in the last spot for those. It's just a recolor. I think it just looks worse than a regular skin, so I don't see why you'd really want to run it. After that would be Sunflower. The yellow and black is a little bit better, but I still don't think it is all that great. Then Paintbrush, once again, the red is a little bit better than the last one, but again, still just prefer the base skin over this one. Next up is Tansy. I actually do like the recolor here, but I still, once again, think the base skin is just a little bit better. And then the best of those for me at this point is Thorn. I think the little bit of recoloring and the little logo on her back is cool. But other than that, I'm not a huge fan of this one either. I'd still rather, once again, just run that base skin. Next up, we have Mary Outlaw. Not really sure how to feel about this one. I think the bob is kind of funny looking. I don't mind it. It's the saving grace here. But again, I think Ashe, just for some reason, they like to put masks on Ashe, and I don't know. I just don't like the skin that much. The green, the olive green, it could be better. The saving grace is the bob, and I do like the wood grain on the gun, but other than that, I think they could have done a lot better with this one. Coming up next, we got Tiger Huntress. I honestly really do not like the actual skin for Ashe. The, again, saving grace is I think the bob is one of the coolest bobs that you can get on any of his skins. That is, again, the saving grace. The gun is pretty solid. Not the best of the bunch, but pretty good. And honestly, there's a lot to like, but I just think her skin in general, the base of it, is not that great. And yeah, it's going to go here for now, guys. Coming up next, we have Socialite. This is a skin that I don't actually mind. If I were to run this skin in the game, I don't think I'd have as much of a problem with it. I don't actually own this one because it's not my favorite, but again, this one is definitely not a bad skin by any means. The bob is okay. The skin is okay. I don't have too much great or bad to say about it. It's just solid. Coming up next, we have Mobster. I think this one is a slightly bit better than the last one. I do think it is the worst of the two of its recolor. I think the purple and white is compared to the next one we're going to talk about, which let's get right into that one. Next up, we have Gangster. This is another one that if I see somebody running this, I'm like, alright, I can see why you like it. It's definitely not bad. Ashe herself looks good. I think the color is a little bit better than Mobster. But overall, I probably wouldn't run this, hence why I never ended up getting it. But with that being said, I do think it's a solid skin. From this point on, these are skins that I actually like. These are skins that I would run, or I would definitely recommend, at least if you like them, of course. Starting up as Posh, I think the gold and white looks really nice. I think it looks good on Bob. I think it looks good on Ashe. I just think the colors really fit her character very well, and I definitely 100% could recommend Posh. I know this is a bit of a cop-out, but up next is Overwatch 1's base skin. Really, I just think Ashe is one of the best base skins in the game. Bob looks clean. Her character model looks clean. She's always been one of my favorite character designs. So, honestly, anything below this, I'd probably just end up running the base skin over. But there are some better ones coming up, so let's see those. Coming up next, we have Prosperity. This skin actually gets a boost if you have the gold gun, which also makes Bob all the way golden. If you didn't know that, makes the skin just look really good to me. I think the metallic red looks really cool, stands out a lot with the gold accenting, and honestly, having the gold gun just really tops it off. I think this skin overall is just really solid all around. Not much to complain about with this one. Now we come to one that I see a lot of people running. This is Winter. This is technically, I guess, just a mostly a recolor, but they change a few things with the boots and bob and the jacket. This is definitely one that I could see why a lot of people like it. It's grown on me a lot. The more people have talked me into looking into it. The blue hair looks cool. There's just a lot to like here, and it's overall just a really clean skin with not many issues. Coming up next is Warlock. Warlock is a skin that I see a lot of people think is kind of ugly. I personally like it. I think the gun looks cool. I think Ash's skin overall is really good with the boots and the hat. Bob with the infernal look, I think, is awesome. Makes him look a lot more menacing. I honestly am not a huge fan of it with the gold. I'd probably run it without gold. But overall, I think this is a really good skin with a lot of things going on that are really good. Coming up next is Jungle. I do love that Bob has this like snakeskin Steve Irwin look going on. I think he looks really cool in this one. Ash overall, this look just fits her very well, and I think it is a really good skin. Definitely consider this one. Coming up next, in my opinion, the slightly better version of that one is Safari. I think Ash looks better in this one. I think the colors fit her. And Bob, I think, looks extremely awesome with this park ranger look. He really looks like he's going to ball out once you throw him on the point with this look. Now, this one is either one of my least favorite or one of my favorite, but I decided to put it pretty high this time. Little Red, I think it just has a cool thematic look to it. It's very weird. It's very cool. He got claws for claws in the wolf head for Bob. I think there's just a lot to like about it. You got the axe for the gun. If you like something that looks a little less serious and a little less like true to lore, this is definitely a really good skin. I would consider it. Uh, and take a look at it, see if you like it. I mean, obviously, if you don't like it, don't get it. But for me, this one goes pretty high. Perhaps a shock or maybe a cop out this high up is Overwatch 2's base skin for Ashe. I really love the dark colors, especially with the golden bob and the golden gun. I think it looks awesome. With the red accenting, I love how they redesigned her for Overwatch 2. I think sure, her base skin already in Overwatch 1 was really good, so this one just stands out. So maybe, if you want to buy a skin for another character and just run Ashe in her base skin, that's not a bad idea, because her base skin is one of the best for me. Coming in at number 2 is Poolside. Poolside is a great skin. Looks clean. Honestly, didn't like it when it first came out. I know I wasn't a fan of a lot of these summer skins because I tended to like skins that were a little bit more like, I guess, looked closer to the base of the character. But I've grown to like this one. I know a lot of people really like it, so it's going extremely high. Bob in the speedo is funny. A lot of details about this skin I never actually noticed. I ended up just passing over this one for so long, but you know what? It's actually not a bad skin. And I'm going to put it extremely high for that reason. Actually, number 2 on the list, so let's see what number 1 is. Number 1 may shock some people, but it is Deadlock. I love this skin. It has been my go-to for so long now. I love the young look of Ashe. This is from her original, before she was even introduced into Overwatch. So I don't know, something about it does it for me. It's just so clean, it's lore accurate, and for me, it's definitely one of the best Ashe skins in the game. Actually, obviously, the best for me. But honestly, guys, whatever skin you want to run, it's all your choice. This is just my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. Buy whatever skin you want to get, or don't buy any. It's up to you. Till then, see ya.